I'm not going to
What
tell
do
you
you
where
mean?
you kind of
Kensington
can't go.
Ave?
I'm not going to tell you where you kind of can't go. I'm just saying it cannot be right here. The permit does exist.
It does not.
I didn't think I'd become a homeless junkie. You can see I lost 30% of my bicep, all as a result of Xylazine.
There's so much that you have to do to get the help. Like, I don't have a phone, so I can't call anybody.
Okay, so what if we just do it? What's the consequence? Are you gonna arrest me? Do we have in the drawers? The wipes are good. We bring them supplies. We got works, we got straights, we got all that good shit. Do wound care. Hey, baby, what are you doing? If somebody wants to go to treatment, we'll help them get there. They're cops with black shirts instead of blue. Yeah, fucking $1 million. Waste of money. It's a little heavy for me because every time I leave, I feel like I'm abandoning them here, but I don't have a building, so it's kind of like, it's the best we can do.
A year ago, we came to Kensington, Philadelphia. Sadly, because there is a war on harm reduction, it was the very last day of their day center. And now we're here to go out with them at night, mobile outreach, because of stupid laws that are being passed to make it harder to get people the help they need. How long have you been out here?
5 years.
What's life like out here?
It has its ups and its downs. As far as resources, there's not too many. The ones that we do have, they're trying to shut down.
Okay, how long have you been out here?
18 years.
Far too long.
Yeah.
Have you been to a program before?
Yeah.
Where did you go after rehab? Back out here?
Yeah.
Time I tore a rotator cuff. I was a high school wrestler. Grew up in an abusive alcoholic family. Daddy was an advertising executive and highly successful. So as long as the white picket fence is there and Labrador retrievers barking and you go to the country club, all is well. Although that wasn't my experience when I found drugs and alcohol at a very young age. That became my solution. And opiates became part of that story when I tore my rotator cuff and was prescribed the delicious oxycodone.
How many times were you in rehab?
Too many to count. Short-term, long-term, outpatient, inpatient, probably 20. Rehab is phenomenal. It gives you an opportunity to get off the substance physically, but having the resources thereafter is far more important. It's like, well, luck, you did excellent. You had 30 days here. You look better. You've gotten, gained some weight, and good luck. You're on the street again.
The work that we're doing is meeting people exactly where they are and staying connected to them, giving them the opportunity to access treatment if they want it, to get clean supplies for their wounds, and safer injection kits and safer smoking kits. It helps lower infectious diseases spreading, and it's a really important part of public health. Kensington's the largest open-air drug market on the East Coast, but it is also nestled into a residential community. So addressing those needs firsthand, helping people get access to housing, linkage to care, and staying connected to them is really important.
You're going to hear from real people tonight. Yes, they're high. They are intoxicated. They're under the influence, but they're humans. Each one of them has a story of how they ended up here on Kensington, and each one needs help to get off the streets.
What do you?
I was just explaining to her.
Yeah.
Well, first, do you have your permits?
The permit system hasn't been set up yet. We've been working with the Department of Health on this for a long time. So they told us we could be out here at night. Okay, so where can it be?
Anywhere but Clearfield, if you want to go.
But that's a residential block. They told us the Kensington corridor is the business corridor.
Yes.
And you can do this, and we've been doing it for months at night.
Well,
so
you haven't been doing it
We've
here.
done it every single night, right there.
When?
You want me to show you video footage of it?
I would love to.
Okay. We are here every Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday. We did this specifically because the city's making the permit system. I can show you the email. We're doing wound care and we're cleaning up.
I don't know. I don't care. What I care about the ramification of when
This
food is handed out.
is right here. This was Thursday night. We're here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
There's not a cop.
There is a cop right here and there. The cops are right here and there. You can see the lights.
Go to that. Go down there.
No, I don't want to get in trouble for that.
And I don't want to get in trouble for you allowing you to do it here. Do you see? We're at a standstill.
What? Okay, so what if we just do it? What's the consequence? Are you going to arrest me?
Well,
The ordinance that you're referring to specifically says not to be on residential blocks.
There's no ordinance at all whatsoever that says you can hand out food from a food truck without a permit.
We're not handing out food.
What are you handing out?
We're doing wound care and we're giving out coats.
You're doing wound care?
Charlie does wound care. He's a community health care specialist. He worked
Okay,
at
so
the
you're not
Department of
giving
Health.
out
No.
Okay, then do what you're doing.
Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. We had a little bit of a pause. All right, we got to get this line going, guys.
I've actually been homeless since I was 9, so I've been homeless on and off for years. I'm 44 now, so I moved to Philly in the late 90s. I came here to go to college, started
We'll be back.
a little party, started going down. It's like I got laid off my job in February, so this is where I ended up.
Now, this time,
Yeah.
I've been out here for like 4 months. My drug addiction has taken over my life.
How long ago did you start using?
About 25 years ago.
How old were you?
I was 16.
I was 14,
How old are you now?
27. I didn't start the opioid until I got shot. And they had to put 2 rods, 6 screws in my spine to keep the bullet from moving. So people think that the Savage Sisters are like condoning drug use. And it's not like that. We be reusing needles, people be having HIV like crazy, Hep C. We're dying on it and trying to get off of it.
I caught frostbite. I have both legs amputated below the knee. People are so misunderstood, and there's not too many people that like actually care about us, and hoping that we get better to help ourselves and help others, and they do.
The thing I miss the most about the drop-in center is that when I was homeless in Kensington, I never felt safe. I always knew that I was in danger. I could be assaulted, stabbed, thrown out of a window, and you never let your guard down. You pass out when you're super high and tired, but you don't really sleep. And I noticed in that space that people felt safe. They knew they weren't going to be robbed or assaulted. They could get comfortable and open up and laugh, and we listened to music, and it was an environment that they don't often experience out here. I know I didn't. The storefront closed after City Council put pressure on our landlord not to renew our lease. It was the first in several different maneuvers by the leadership politically in Philadelphia to remove services that were in Kensington for the friends that we serve. And now there is a new law banning mobile outreach in Kensington. So the allowable times on this new law are 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. So we go out at night. Safety's a really big thing, and I love doing the mobile outreach. I love coming out here with the van and connecting with our friends, but it's not the same when you don't have a brick and mortar building that you can sit with them and listen to them.
So I was raped as a child, and my mom was very abusive. So I learned that alcohol took away the pain. And then from there it was weed. And then from there I met some people and got into oxys. And then I became using heroin, and then I became an IV user. And then it just was over from there.
How old are you now?
I'm 40 now. I prostitute to get my money. So I'm not worrying about buying a phone. I'm more worried about getting my drugs. So I'm not sick. Getting my drugs are more important than eating. They have this rhino tranq now, so when when you're sick, your brain starts to shake, and you fall, and you get the bowel movements. You're throwing up, you're shaking, you're crying. It's horrible. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I wish I never did it. It's just in the heroin. It's not even heroin anymore. It's just tranq and fentanyl now. It's scared to see people on the ground. I don't know if they're dead or alive, and the cops just walk by them. Do I do the same thing, or should I try to help them? We all carry Narcan around and try to help each other if we can. I've OD'd 3 times, and I've gotten rushed to the hospital every time, so I've been lucky. Either I'm gonna meet my maker or I'm gonna find help.
And I think the police are just following orders from the higher ups. I don't even think they really know why they're saying, no, you can't be here, but they're just taking orders. So sometimes you have to challenge that and you have to stand strong, because they don't actually have the right to stop us from giving away free things and wrapping a wound and cleaning up syringes off the sidewalk. That's a preposterous order.
I get 1 finger. Yeah, perfect. Just cleaning and wrapping some wounds. A lot of people either aren't able to or don't want to go to a hospital, whether it's for insurance reasons or stigma, being mistreated by medical professionals. So I always make it clear that I'm not a doctor, but I'm perfectly happy to help people clean their wounds, wrap them up, keep them a little bit protected.
Why do people have wounds?
I mean, they can come from a lot of different things. One of the primary components of our dope supply, feel okay, is xylazine, which can make it harder for wounds that people to get healed. And oftentimes when a wound can't heal, it's gonna grow, be liable to get infected. So we're just trying to prevent that from worsening. Yes, we've been testing drugs from all over the city, and it's just changes so fucking fast.
It's no longer really heroin at all. It's part of the whole tranq problem out here. Yeah, I have a lot of tranq wounds on my arm. It's just the beginning, and I take good care of these. I actually had to get skin grafts.
There he is.
And they get better and better.
Don't you dare.
And they continue up into my chest cavity. You can see I lost 30% of my bicep and my front deltoid, all as a result of IVing xylazine. Pretty crazy.
Damn, sorry, man.
It is what it is. I got to keep my arm. A lot of people don't. So
why don't you stop?
I've tried.
20 rehabs. That's trying.
I need a consistent place to stay and ID so I can apply for work, and getting that is not as easy as they make it sound.
A place to stay so you can heal from the trauma and recover and get sober so you can get a job.
Exactly.
Forced treatment doesn't work. Addiction is not just going to go away. We live in a society that needs to change the perceptions about people using drugs, because there are humans. People in Kensington need a path from the streets to a housing-focused shelter into housing where they can start healing to get sober. Harm reduction saves lives, saves taxpayer money. This war on harm reduction, this treatment first movement is going to literally kill people.
The need here has not gone down, and there's always somebody that has a wound that needs to be wrapped, or is starving, or is barefoot and doesn't have any shoes on, or they're freezing and it's dropping to 40 degrees and they need a coat. We cannot possibly gather enough things to serve the population that is in need. And the more that they limit resources, the more that they limit our ability to serve and ban mobile outreaches, the more that need increases. We're all worth saving. That's all.